welcome to our Seer Sunday reading, where we get a look ahead at the energy that's going to meet us in the upcoming week and see what Spirit has as far as guidance for us for how to approach it and use it to our greatest benefit. For those who don't know me, my name is Deanna, and I'm an intuitive I'm an intuitive coach and psychic medium, and I help other people to bring this spiritual guidance into their daily lives to help them co-create the lives that they would love to be living for themselves, where they find their real happiness. So with that being said, let's dive in and get started. During the pre-shuffle, wow, guys. Okay, before I even read these, those came out so, it's weird. They just like fell out. They didn't even shuffle out like they normally do. So before I even really look at them, I want to talk about the pre-shuffle energy I was getting. So I was seeing, driving a car, and almost like you see something, like I was like seeing, it was almost something sudden and unexpected. And it was like, I saw the slamming of the brakes where it's like, like just like a, what the, like that kind of energy. So I was feeling like there's some kind of news or something coming in that's going to kind of, we're going to put the brakes on for a second. And I was really feeling that quite strongly pre-shuffle. And like I said, I was getting the entire, like the car, it was like the slamming of the brakes, and like looking at something and like being like, what? And it was like, once this is acknowledged, it was funny because then I saw you can continue forward, but I was almost feeling like you might continue forward with caution. So it's just, we may be coming into something this week that's a little bit startling to us or a little bit unexpected and has us kind of put the brakes on something for a second. Now this could be, I was really feeling this more as just something that comes up in our environment that makes us take a pause on in general, where we go like, I was hearing like, I need a break, I need a break, I need a break. And I was kind of hearing that repeatedly during the pre-shuffle. And just, the pre-shuffle is just where I'm mixing up the cards and setting the intention of our session here to bring forward the message of our highest good. And a lot of times they start dropping the energy to me there a little bit before we even get into the cards. So I just wanted to bring that forward because it felt very much like kind of something Spirit was trying to prepare us for this week. It doesn't feel life-altering. This doesn't feel huge, but it's definitely something that I feel is going to make us take pause, take note, and go, oh, what is that? And then it's interesting that what came out, that's interesting. It may have to do with work. But there's something here around feeling burned. So it's interesting. I feel like we may be kind of revisiting something from the past here, and that's why we maybe put the brakes on. I just heard old cycle. So we may be seeing like, oh shit, it's the same thing playing out. And we may need to take a break to be like, okay, how do I step out of this energy, or how do I get out of this cycle, or how do I make sure I'm not repeating more of the same? I'm getting a very careful energy because when I saw the slamming of the brakes, what I saw after that was once you've taken note of whatever it is that you're seeing, it's like a slow crawling forward and a slowly picking momentum back up again. So almost gaining comfort with this new knowledge and proceeding forward with caution is kind of the energy I'm feeling, which would make sense because I just heard offer. So we may have some kind of offer coming into our sphere in regards to a job opportunity, or there may be something going on with work, because the bee is about where we're happiest working. It's about that sense of, that's like the bee will work tirelessly because it just loves to work. But the problem is with the bee, when it's mistreated or it's overworked, is when it can sting and when it doesn't, when it's not in its best. But usually the bee is a very hard worker. But the scorpion being here tells me that there's something from our past that's making us feel a little burned. So if you're finding yourself ruminating on something that happened in a past job, or feeling afraid of something repeating that happened in a past work scenario for you, that may be what this week is about. So let's go ahead and pull some clarifiers. I kind of want to get, you know what? I really want to pull one more animal card for us on that, the break energy. Can I get, what's with the break energy? They just flashed me the shark card, which is usually about exposure. It's about directness and exposure and something coming to the surface, right? Sharks are only dangerous when we don't know they're in the water. And so I almost feel like this is something that's always been there, is kind of the energy. Wow, wow, wow. Okay. This is like, it feels like something that's always been there, but something that we needed to acknowledge. So then we've got 4 out, guys. We've got the owl, the otter, the lamb. Again, guys, do you remember this was last week? And then the oyster. And it's so funny. Now they're flashing me the card from last week. from the other deck, the wound and the gift that we talked about. This is the opening of that as they're bringing it forward. So let's go one by one here. So there's a past situation in work, but there's some kind of divine gift, divine guidance. And I just heard truth when I heard this. So I feel like this clarity that we're coming into right now, whatever that is, we're putting the brakes on for. It's a gift. It's a gift of, I'm hearing enlightenment. Like this is something we needed to see in order. I'm hearing make the most. And like they were flashing me the bumblebee card, like that bright sunshiny energy. This knowledge was necessary in order for us to step into that. So this knowledge we're gaining is definitely something that is divinely guided, and it's a gift, even if it may not feel like it at first. But I really feel like with this otter card here, it's what's going to give us this sense of freedom again and a sense of understanding. And I feel like we're going to be able to move forward lightly and with more joy, and we're going to understand. That's funny. They're saying naivety. I feel like whatever happened in this past job situation that we're really afraid to repeat, or that we're ruminating on, it only happened because we just didn't know how to avoid it at the time. And so I'm feeling like this otter energy, it's like coming back into balance with the naivety of, is it naivety? I don't know how to say that, but you get what I'm saying. It's that like childhood innocence where we just didn't know what we didn't know at the time. And I feel like we're going to be able to let ourselves off the hook now and move forward more freely, because we now understand, like, I could have never seen that coming because I didn't have the experience I needed in order to see it coming. But that experience now is why we're going to be able to see it coming now, because we've been there. And then the lamb. So this is that breaking energy, guys. This is what we're breaking for. The lamb, if you remember from last week, it's an energy of a subtle message of truth, of absolute truth. This is like when a kid walks up to you in a grocery store and says, "I can see your underwear." They're not meaning to call you out. They don't mean to embarrass you, but they're just delivering you a very honest truth, right? They don't care if they're not worried about the feelings or any of the other effects. It's just a message of pure, unadulterated truth with no motive. That's what the lamb is. So there's something that's coming out for us this week. Again, another truth we're sitting in, but again, it'll be gentle. This doesn't feel rough. This feels like a clarity week for us. And then the oyster, again, this is an opening up of a hidden gift. This is an opening up of some part of you that you haven't shown off. And what's funny is if you can see, this is just starting to open, right? And it's starting to shine. The way that oysters make pearls is because the sand gets into the fleshy part on the inside, and it's actually an irritant. And so because it's so irritating to the oyster, it coats it and it coats it and it coats it and it coats it in this substance until coat on top of layer on top of layer on top of layer becomes a pearl that's beautiful and holds value, right? And that we put a very high value on. So that's what the energy of the oyster is. It's using this learned lesson, this irritant, this thing that threw us off, to open up our gifts and to learn how to make it into gold. This is like this is water to, it's funny, I feel like I just said this last week. This is that turning water to wine energy. This is that did not go the way I wanted to, but I'm gonna work with it, use it, and make it something that makes me unique and incredible instead. So that's beautiful, guys. I love this. Let's pull some clarifiers. Can we get some more clarifiers on the situation? What kind of news is coming forward for us? What kind of clarity are we going to be getting this week? It's weird. I just heard hustle and bustle. Hustle and bustle. We may be busy. I'm almost feeling like this energy of we may be busy doing things that are not really what we want to be doing. And maybe we're waking up to like kind of this like, what am I doing? Like, and the otter is like all about happiness, and the bee is about happiness in your workplace. And you may be realizing that, whatever this past situation was may have kind of clouded your ability to understand what makes you happy. But we've got some good cards here, because we've got the veil is thin. And I think we had this one last week too, guys. We have a lot of repeat cards, and that's kind of crazy because these decks are pretty big, right? The chance of them repeating is pretty minimal. But we've got the veil is thin. And if you see this is a hand reaching out from the other side of the veil and communicating directly with you, right? So your spirit guides are sending you signs. They're going to be putting things in your path. They're sending you clear messages. So just be aware of it. And I really feel like they want me to put this under the owl card because it's very divinely led, and this is that same energy. So we're going to put that with that one. Let me tilt this down a bit so you guys can actually see the cards. So they want you to know, like, they're communicating with you, they're sending you signs, you're not alone this week, and everything that's coming to the surface is very much divinely led with a purpose for you this week, okay? And then we've got reset. So reset, oh, I love this. Okay, so they gave me 4 cards, so they want me to line them up in the order they came out underneath, so I love this. So reset is under the otter card here, which is about resetting our sense of joy. This is about letting ourselves play again. Because look at the reset. It's like, yeah, that hurt, but like all better. I wanted to focus. There we go. All better. Look at this little smiley finger, right? A fresh start. It's resetting. I'm seeing us taking like if you've ever been really flustered and you just go, okay, I just need a second to collect myself so that I can see things clearly again. It's like, okay, what are we working with here? What's really going on? What am I upset about? What's really happening, right? That's the energy behind this reset of like, why am I not happy? And it's funny because they're drawing me up here to the Scorpion card. The reason we're not happy is because there's something lingering here that I just feel like it's inducing some kind of like fear, or where it's like we're cut off from joy in our work because of this past event. In some way it's blocking us. So it's about letting go of these past work events to move more into the otter energy. And I feel like they're here. I'm hearing like we've set that intention. So if you've been wanting to feel happier at work, asking to feel more connected to what it is you're doing in work, this will be a really good week for some clarity around how you create that. And I'm hearing elements, like the elements that will help you move forward, the bits, the pieces, the little, like, they're showing me like they're going to feel small to you, but it's just kind of like as you're walking down your path, it's like, oh, here's this little nugget. And you like pick that up as you go. And then here's this little nugget and you pick that up as you go. And so they want you to know that's kind of the thing. This isn't going to be an overnight shift, but this is where our shift into, because the otters come out a lot and so is the lamb. So we're getting a lot of clarity around our joy and what actually makes us happy. And what I'm hearing is life is too short. And I feel like we're really realizing like I'm hearing like I am so sick of playing everyone else's game. I want to be playing my own now. And that's powerful stuff. So then under the lamb, we have magic is either everything or it is nothing. So again, when I was saying earlier that they're sending you signs, this is the card that's saying like, pay attention to the little signs, right? You've got angel numbers here and here, right? It's like your ticket's up, but it still doesn't say it up here, but you have the very next ticket. So it's like, you have to trust the timing of the universe and trust the signs and symbols that you're getting, right? And trust that the universe is going to bring you everything you need in the correct timing to include the truth, to include what makes you happy in your job. So this is really my divine trust card. This is just saying, just trusting. I'm feeling like some of us, they're definitely referencing like an almost like irritated and mildly pissed off energy right now. So if anybody has been kind of like, I don't know, like kind of going to spirit and being like, what the heck? Like, what are we doing? Give me something tangible. Like if that's you, they wanted me to address it. It's really funny. I'm like hearing somebody being like, I'm a cursor, so I'm not going to hold back. But if you have kids in the room, you might want to mute the video for a minute. But it's like, what the fuck? Like, what the fuck? Like, that's what I'm feeling a little bit, where it's like I'm feeling a little bit frustrated. So this is that card that says, please be patient. We've got to just know that if it's not here right now, there's a reason. And I'm here. It also said, and a season. So they want you to know, like, there are certain seasons of your life that have to play out sometimes first. So it's okay. And then the oyster. So we've got breaking news, not normal. So not normal, this is having us pay attention to what is not normal in our sphere, right? This is, and it's funny though, because I feel like they're really referencing for me. So I've actually been a psychic medium my whole life, but I didn't actually know it until fairly recently, until a couple years ago. And that's because I thought that what I could do was what everybody could do. I'm sitting here going, everyone hears voices in their head. Like everybody talks to other things and other feels entities around them, and everybody feels this in their body, right? So it's paying attention to what is not normal about you in a good way, getting breaking news about what's different and unique about you, and how you can bring that forward into the world and let it help you shine, and to bring that forward as your gift. Again, it's going to be something unexpected, and it's going to be something that's very natural to you that you probably have undervalued and have not thought, was anything that you could do something tangible with. But I feel like now you're starting to see like, I'm actually really good at that. That's a skill set of mine. That's a gift. And I can bring that forward in a really fun way and actually enjoy what I'm doing and partnering with my, my life path in the process. So that is our Seer Sunday reading. I hope you guys resonate with it. Come back next Sunday to catch next week's and let me know how this resonates with you guys. I hope you have a great week, and I'll catch you next Sunday. Bye.